What's up, beautiful world? This is rSlashTNA, and welcome to another episode of rSlashIdontworkherelady. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button and that notification bell anytime during this video. If this is your first time on this channel, we welcome you. If this is not your first time, welcome back. Enjoy the stories of rSlashIdontworkherelady. Our first story is Assaulted Even Though I Don't Work There. This has nothing to do with my entitled aunt many of you have read my post about. This is my encounter with an entitled crazy woman that thinks the world should always bow to her wishes. A little background. I am single, have never remarried after my wife passed away from a sudden and deadly illness, and since the pandemic hit, my grandmother, who's in her 90s, and my cousin and her mother have been living with me, never had any problems with them, and they do help around the house as they can, and even pitch in on the bills from time to time, which I love about them. My cousin is a special needs boy and has a compromised immune system, as well as my grandma being old does not have as strong an immune system as she used to. As such, when I do have to go out, I take the precaution of taking a shower when I come home and put on a fresh set of clothing, take care to not expose them to the worn set before I wash them, necessary in my view with the pandemic going on. Normally, I would order in whatever we need, but at the time this happened, I could not. Something to do with their system going buggy or something. With that, let's get on with the story. This happened a little earlier today, and I'm still fuming over it. Yes, I did press charges. Earlier today, I decided to go shopping, even though some members of my household are high risk for the pandemic going on, but we still needed food and a few things for a special diet one of them had to eat. Into the store once I got there, grabbed a cart, and began to shop. I had been shopping for about 20 minutes when I heard someone snapping their fingers. I ignored it because I didn't work there and was wearing jeans and a black shirt with Insane Clown Posse on it. No way could mistake me for an employee. Or so I thought. Next thing I knew is someone yelled in my ear, "Are you going to help me or not?" I jumped, exclaiming loudly, "WTF?" When I got turned around, there was a Karen. Short-haired, in clothes one size too small for her, large and with a sour look on her face. She shouted again, "Help me now or I'm getting you fired." I told her just as loudly, "I don't work here, lady. Now F off and go bother an actual employee." She stepped back, mouth agape like she had never been shouted back at her in her entire life, and wound up to slap me. I blocked her swing and said, "That's one." She tried to slap me again and I blocked it. "That's two. One more and I slap you back, B." She screamed, "I'm getting you fired," and stomped off. I yelled, "Don't let the doorknob hit you in your A on the way out, B," as she left. I saw her shoulders jerk as if she had gotten hit in the back and kept going. I continued with my shopping, albeit angrily. I was done with people at the moment and wanted to finish and get back home. An employee approached me and asked what all the yelling was about, so I told her everything. I could tell she was smirking when I told her what I said as the crazy woman stomped off. So we chatted as I shopped, and the employee's words were helping considerably to calm me down when we heard that nasty voice again. That's him, the one who wouldn't help me and threatened me when I asked for his help. I want him fired right now. The manager looked confused. "Ma'am, he doesn't work here. I cannot fire customers." "Yes, he does," she yelled at him. "Fire him right now or I'm filing a complaint with corporate." "You're certainly welcome to do that, ma'am, but he does not work here." She lost her crap then, her face went purple and charged at me and managed to slap me this time. I normally am opposed to hitting women, but out of pure defensive instinct, I slapped her back hard enough to spin her around and knock her down. By this time, the store security had arrived and restrained me, thinking I was the one to instigate the incident. The crazy woman got up off the floor and started screaming assault and demanding the police be called. In the meantime, she tried several more times to get me and slapped me again and wound up being restrained herself. During this time, the employee had been speaking to the manager over her, yelling, and told him what had actually happened and had heard her demands 2 aisles away and came to investigate. Apparently, she had managed to come into the aisle in time to see her try to slap me a second time and my warning to her. When the police arrived, she went off on a profanity-laced rant demanding I be fired and arrested, and that she was going to be able to live off the suit she intended to file. The police walked me a few feet away while she ranted and raved and asked me what happened, so I then told them and that the footage from the security cameras would provide proof of my side of the incident. So while one listened to her side of the story, one went and checked the recordings, they came back, one took out his cuffs, while the crazy woman looked smug and said some rude things, but was shocked when the officer told her to turn around and to not resist. They had to literally drag her out of the store, kicking and screaming all the way, threatening to have their jobs and screaming how she was the victim here, and more I cannot put here because of the language. I was asked a few minutes later by one of the officers if I would like to press charges, since from viewing the recordings, it was obvious I was defending myself and did not use excessive force. Of course, I said yes. I also found out later she has harassed other shoppers before, but had never sold to anyone before. So, she's sitting in jail having not been able to bail out, and her own family, a few who have contacted me and profusely apologized for her actions, which I told them not to worry about it, they're not being held to blame for her actions. And none of them are willing to pay her bail so she can get out and start her shenanigans again. I suspect there's more to it than that. But I do know she has been banned from the store now after that for life. I will update as more information becomes available that I can post. And this next r/Idontworkherelady story is, Chad, are you slow or something? Me. Yes, actually, I am. Quick preface. I was in a very serious car accident a little over a year ago. This left me some brain damage, nerve damage, etc. Throughout many days, I have episodes where I get disoriented, forget where I am, what I am doing, what's going on around me. I used to do heavy manual labor, but am now working at a well-known department store with aprons of a certain citrus variety. A couple days ago, I was shopping at our store with a friend in a black and orange hooded flannel. I love flannels and have this exact one in multiple colors, but this one was the only clean one at the time. I am approached by a middle-aged man carrying a small metal piece related to light bulbs. Well, at this certain point of our trip, I was starting to have an episode. My body got really hot, I zoned out quite a bit, and was just overall not there 100%. He asked me where he can find a replacement for this piece, and I pointed toward the hardware department even though I was off duty, not in uniform, and clearly shopping myself. Where I pointed seemed to confuse him, and he muttered something under his breath while giving a really puzzled look, but goes anyway. We go to the water fountains near the bathrooms in the back so I can get some fluids in my system and chill out a bit. When we continue shopping a few minutes later, who passes us? None other than puzzled look man complaining about stupid employees and blah blah blah. Oh no, it's about to go down. At first he stops a few feet away from me looking around, clearly searching for the stupid guy who sent him over to the hardware department, until he realizes I'm standing right by him. He locks eyes with me and the conversation goes as follows. PLM, are you the one who sent me all around the store looking like an idiot? Me, OMG, sorry. I was confused by what you showed me. PLM, it's a blank, I forget the exact name of the piece. Why the F would you send me to the hardware aisle? Are you retarded or something? Is this one of those programs? Me, while customers are starting to notice the commotion. I'm sorry, man. I'm not even working right now. I'm just trying to enjoy my day off. I didn't mean to send you to the wrong place. At this point, another employee walks up and tries to defuse the situation, seeing me, their subpar mental capacity coworker, and a fuming customer in a situation. Coworker to PLM, what seems to be the problem? PLM, thank God. Are you retarded too? Or do you think you can show where I can find this? Gestures to the small piece in his hand. Me, sir, I understand you can't know this, but I am a bit slow at times. I have fairly severe brain damage, and also, as I said before, it's my day off. Gesturing at coworker's apron. When I say this, the guy turned white as a ghost. I spit you not. White as a ghost. Mouth agape. It was glorious. After this, everything dies down a bit and I bask in the small win. I know this isn't as eventful as most stories and will most likely get buried or taken down, as I technically do work here, but nonetheless, this subreddit is the first place I thought of as it all unfolded. One last note. Sympathy is never something I seek. I'm very high functioning and work with someone who truly has a rough condition, so I don't take advantage of it, but I couldn't stand this man talking to anyone like this. I just imagined him saying it to someone much more emotional than I, and it broke my heart. Those were two great stories. To hear my best suggested stories, click on the video to the left. To hear more I Don't Work Here Lady stories, click on the video to the right. Click on that subscribe button right there in the middle and make sure to like and leave your comments below. Once again, this is rSlashTNA. Have yourself a great day.